Hey there, Facebook, it's Vanessa here again, speaker, trainer and head coach at Live, Love, Give. And I've got an extra special loving message to you guys all about love. And I wanted to talk into this because I think, the word love, we hold so many different meanings and interpretations around. And as you guys know, I love studying love, and it's just triggering some thoughts within me today that I wanted to share with you. Some sort of sounds simple but kind of profound sort of insights that I've had around love. And ultimately, today's message is about if it hurts, it isn't love. So many of us get caught in this mindset and this belief, oh, love hurts, I've got to protect myself from love. But ultimately, my purpose for this message today is to help shift your perspective, if that's a belief that you've had about love hurting. And ultimately, I want to remind you guys that if it hurts, it isn't love. And I want to dive into that with you today. And ultimately, I want to give you a new perspective on what pain is. And ultimately, pain is just an unlearned lesson. And that's what we're going to be diving into. I want to say a quick hi to you guys, to Natalie and Nicole and Champ and Antonio and Judy and Jason. Awesome to have you guys here. And Alavason. And you guys always catch me out with your names. I'm sorry. And Samantha. Awesome. Glad to have you guys here with me, and I hope that this message resonates with you today. It shifts your perspective into a more loving mindset and takes that fear so that you can sort of separate what's love and, recognizing that if it hurts, it isn't love that you're currently experiencing. And like I just mentioned, that pain is just an unlearned lesson. And I really believe that for personal growth and personal development, if you can do that through a loving relationship or an attempt at a loving relationship, wow, ultimately it is going to fast track your personal growth as an individual when you have another person to be that mirror with. And that's love talking into this. So, like I said, pain is just an unlearned lesson, and it's not love that hurts. It's the mistakes that we make in love. That's what hurts. So, for example, if I was giving you some examples here, ultimately, the pain of betrayal, it's not caused by love. Ultimately, it's caused by deceit. It's a fearful reaction. And, the pain of loss is another good one, and ultimately that's not caused by love either. It's caused by our attachment to some sort of form that we feel we're losing. And ultimately, the pain of conflict, that's not caused by love either. It's ultimately caused by some unmet need going on. And, what hurts, it's not love itself, but it's our unloving actions and reactions. It's the conditions that we place on love. It's the fear of not being loved and not loving fully. And ultimately, it's our resistance to being loved. And, it even comes down to our lack of faith in love. And so I hope that how I'm talking into this for you guys today, I hope that it's making sense. Let me know. Is it resonating with you? Is it making sense that, love and hurt and pain are two separate things, and we don't need to guard ourselves against love. Ultimately, we need to bring more love. When we're hurting, when we're in pain, it's because there's an unlearned lesson there that we're blaming love for, but ultimately it's our inability to learn the lesson right then. So if we shift our perspectives to the simplicity of love is not hurt, love is not pain. If you are experiencing hurt or pain, it's because there's a lesson there presenting itself to you. You've got an opportunity to experience love. And that hurt, that pain, don't name that love because it's so far from it. And ultimately you've got to see, what is this block to love that I have right now? What is that lesson that life is presenting me with here? What love is presenting me with here? And how can I learn it and break through? So I want to check in with you guys and see, is that resonating with you guys? Awesome. I can see a whole bunch of yeses here. And just want to have a quick hi to Alex and Chris, and so awesome to have you, Hassani, my friend, and Jaywad and Champ. I'm glad that this is resonating. And Anyeta, nice to have you again. And Greg, love all those yeses. And Diane, thank you so much for joining. Stephen, awesome. Elf, my friend. Natalie, yes, glad it's resonating. And Manny, the fear of not being loved, that is so true. Yeah, definitely. You know, the fear of not being loved stops us from really experiencing love, and that's what we attach all our hurt and our pain to, and that's what we end up, a lot of us, identifying love and hurt and pain as the same thing, when it's so not. So when we get this mindset shift and we're able to determine that, hey, if I'm experiencing hurt or pain, this is not love. This is an unlearned lesson that is presenting itself to me right here, right now. It's an opportunity for me to really experience love. I love that. So thank you for sharing your comments. Thank you, MD and Francesca. Nice to have you. Vicky, so great to have you again. And Alf, yes, pain is growth in self. Love is unconditional if true. Love is the answer to everything. I absolutely love that. And I love that you're sharing your words of wisdom here, Alf. I really appreciate you. And it's so true, you know. Everything in life is this battle between fear and between love. And ultimately, you know, as wishy-washy as it sounds to a lot of people out there, you know, that's what life is about. It's to love and be loved. It's to remove the blocks to love that we have, and it's to stop, you know, identifying love as what it isn't. You know, and being fearful of love is just such a crazy concept when you start identifying that separation between love and fear. And and definitely, you know, tapping more into your truth around who you are and what you want, and having the courage and the confidence to move in that direction opens you up to learning those lessons, to breaking through the fears, the pains, the hurts, and ultimately getting to the thing that we're all wanting in life, which is that real, true sense of love, and to love and be loved. So I love that. Thank you for sharing. Anyeta, if I have been in love before and have been hurt, how can I love fully and understand that it wouldn't happen again? Awesome question. Thank you for asking it, because, you know, that's so many people's journey. They get hurt in love, you know, they think it's love that's the culprit, and they want to, how can I get into another relationship? I've been so painfully hurt here, you know, and they disempower themselves because they're focused on an external source, you know, the relationship or another person, rather than empowering themselves to know what we're talking about today, you know, that pain is just an unlearned lesson. And if you commit to always learning the lesson through any challenge, through any pain, through any hurt, then ultimately you want to get into a relationship, because ultimately that gives you the opportunity to break down those walls of pain, to experience a pain. You know what? I welcome pain. I welcome challenge, because I know personally, my belief is that is my opportunity to break through to the next level, the higher level of who I am and the depth of love that I can experience in my life. So ultimately, you know, we get trapped in disempowering ourselves and thinking that it's in that external source, we're going to get hurt again, we've experienced the hurt. But if you trust in your ability to always learn the lesson, figure things out, and know that when you get through an experience of pain and hurt, you can grow because you learn the lesson. You get to that next level. You don't repeat the same patterns. And if you are repeating the same patterns in your relationships or wherever that is in life, it's because you're not learning the lesson, my friend. And when you choose to empower yourself, take a look at yourself, to take back the power rather than putting in those external sources, and you trust that you'll figure it out, you'll learn the lesson, you'll uncover what is that lesson, and you'll learn it, you'll see the patterns, you'll break through. And that is where your life begins. That's when you really start tapping into the depth and the full experience of love. And I wish nothing more than that for you guys out there, because it breaks my heart when I see amazing people out there who have been hurt, and they identify that hurt as love, and they become fearful of the very thing that would set them free in their lives, and they go throughout their lifetime and they never fully get to experience, you know, that true sense of love and meaning. So yeah, I hope that that's helped, Daniela. Thank you so much for sharing your thoughts and your questions. And Jacqueline and Stephen and Stavros, thank you. And Danielle and John, yes, and Jacqueline, Kamal, Greg, John, yep, love it. Belinda, love to have you here again. And Summer, I agree, figure things out. Yes, I love it. You know, I was just talking to the most beautiful client this morning and going through a really rough, challenging period in her life. And, you know, that was the mantra I gave her for this week to just focus on, you know, to focus on the mantra of I trust in my ability to figure things out. You know, and at the beginning of the call, she was literally in tears, you know, she was literally in one of the worst places, you know, emotionally, and didn't know, you know, how to move through it. And, you know, throughout our conversation, you know, and I got her to repeat with power, with empowerment, you know, that mantra, I trust in my ability to figure things out. You know, you say that with enough power and enough conviction coming from your strength, from that internal wisdom and a loving centered place. Honestly, you know, I saw the transition in her within moments, you know, so we have so much power. You know, I'm actually going to be interviewing Byron Katie tomorrow. I don't know if you guys have heard of her, but she is one of the most phenomenal. She just blows my mind. You know, she talks into how we can shift, you know, every pain and stress and experience that we're, you know, negative experience we're having is all mind made, and how we can shift those beliefs, and we can do it through language. And, you know, I can't wait to share my insights and experience with that interview and share the actual interview with you guys, because I'm so excited. It's going to be awesome. But if you're not familiar with Byron Katie's work, check out thework.com, and definitely I'll introduce you guys to her as soon as I get this interview done and released. It'll be awesome. So thank you for sharing your comments. And Yvette, nice to have you. Exactly, Agneta. I have learned a lot from past lessons, and I've grown, like you've said. Yeah, what you said, it was great. Thanks. Oh, that's awesome to hear. And Leonie, thank you for joining. And John, thank you. And Stephen, awesome. So glad to hear that. And how can I talk to someone I like, but I'm shy? Okay, good question. Good question, John. So in terms of that, in terms of our shyness, you know, we're resisting our lovability in a lot of ways. So we tend to be shy and reserved and not being too scared to approach somebody because we're putting them on a pedestal, we're putting ourselves in a pit, and ultimately we're not attached with certainty around our lovability, you know, with our worth. You know, I believe every single human being is just as worthy as the next person despite their behaviors. As simple as that. And it's controversial in the world that we live in, but I really do believe that. I don't think that any one person is better than the next, and that we're all deserving of love. And it takes a level of love and compassion within yourself to be able to want to love everybody on an equal level. And ultimately we're shy because we're not doing the work on ourselves to know that, to know the equality, to take those people down from the pedestals, us out of the pit, and have equality. So I would say to you, John, there that you need to focus on your value, work out what that is, and do some work. Start with some journaling. I'm not sure of your process right now. We can jump on a call if that's going to be helpful for you. But one thing that helped me really start to just tap into a bit of more value within myself was journaling every single day. And I did it for about 2 years. One thing that I was proud of myself for, and proud about who I am, you know, rather than just the actions, because so many of us, you know, we're taught to love people based on behavior, and we reward that behavior rather than validate and love people for the qualities within them about who they really are. There's nothing more powerful than doing that for yourself and doing it for others, of course. So awesome to see you guys. Clint, thank you for joining me. Guys, that was really my message for you guys today. I just wanted you to know that if it hurts, it isn't love. Stop attaching, you know, that meaning around love and being scared to love fully. You know, ultimately that's what we're all here to do. And when there is pain, remind yourself that pain is just an unlearned lesson. So find where the lesson is, find what it is. You'll break through to that next level of who you are and that next depth of your ability to love another and love yourself. So I hope that that has been valuable to you guys. Thanks, Jay Arthur. I know you've just joined me now. I'm about to take off. If you guys have any last questions, hit me with them now. But ultimately, that's my message, and I really hope that it's resonated with you. You know, it's a powerful concept to get your mind around, when ultimately you strip everything we do back in this world, and ultimately it is to love and be loved. And you know, I don't care how wishy-washy people think that that is, but that's ultimately the game. That's the game of life, is to love and be loved. And if we can use this journey to unlock those barriers that we've put up to love and really start stepping into the truth of what it is, stop being so fearful of it and go for it, and recognize when we experience pain and hurt, it's an opportunity to learn the lesson. It's an unlearned lesson is presenting itself to you. And that is your ticket to growing to that next level of your potential in life and in love. So really hope that that was valuable. And Luciano, my grandmother told me love hurts but doesn't kill. Good old grandmothers, they're full of wisdom, aren't they? Yes, but yeah, you know, my whole message around it is it's not the love that's hurting you, it's your blocks to love that hurts. So learn the lessons through the hurt, through the pain, welcome it. You know, I invite the challenge. I invite the challenge because I know it means growth. And I know that that growth means unlocking higher levels of my potential in life and in love. And I hope you guys do too. And Robert, thank you for joining me right at the end. I've appreciated you guys so much. I hope this message has been valuable and resonated with you. I hope it's shifted your mindset, got you thinking, you know, just got you questioning a few things. And I really hope that it helps you in unlocking that next level of your potential. So sending you all my love, gratitude, light and blessings. Appreciate you all so much, and I can't wait to see you guys tomorrow. Let me know any questions, comments, all of it, and I'll get back to you. All right, bye for now.